Once the world opens back up, everything else comes back to life. The world goes back to normal. I think I'm gonna have to take a couple weeks off to have a little breakdown. I don't have time to do that now, but I'll do that when everything comes back to normal.
So today we're talking to Jessica Tomberlin from Crema Bakery and Cafe in Austin, Texas. So a really great scratch bakery and fast casual lunch and brunch spot. And we were so moved with the fact that you guys were creating bag lunches for kids in need, knowing that so many students rely on school lunches for nutrition. Can you talk a little bit about what was on your heart to lead you to start doing this and what the response has been?
My wife and I have a daughter, and school closed. So we're kind of sitting on our couch on a Sunday night thinking there's all these kids that aren't going to have anything to eat. So let's just see if we can help. So we kind of put it out on Facebook and Instagram, and it kind of went viral for us, which ended up being a couple thousand shares. So we opened up a Venmo, and people started sending money and wanting to kind of sponsor and help. In the first week, we gave away over 200 lunches, and so we're about 4 weeks in now, and we just passed 600 today. And then it became kind of apparent that everybody needed some help. Had a customer call in for some sack lunches, and she told me that she was recently furloughed from a huge hotel chain. In an email out to the employees who had been furloughed, their supervisor recommended they come here for free meals if they needed help. Their kitchen is the size of my entire cafe. They easily, if they just taken the food that they had on hand, could have fed their staff for weeks.
These large companies should have figured this out a lot faster, but it's the small businesses that are figuring it out and are doing it and are just going for it.
Your first thought went to kids who, relied on those lunches that they typically got at school. So you're now giving away sack lunches to everybody. So why was that on your radar when it wasn't for a lot of people? They're not even thinking about school as a food source.
It just seemed like, a sack lunch is you send your kid to school every day with a sack lunch. That's just part of being a mom.
I can't imagine as a parent having to add to that stress the huge importance of not knowing if you can feed your child. There are so many things that people need help with right now. And I think the more specific a business or people can be about exactly who they're helping and focus on, it just allows you to feel like you're making that much more of an impact on that one thing. I mean, that's really truly the way to build this kind of brand loyalty. It's not just about saying it, but it's about showing it.
I think you see the importance of that, particularly in times like this. I think that people think that when there's uncertainty and when the economy is struggling, that people just stop spending money. But I think what actually happens is people just think way harder about what they're spending it on. As you've continued to have customers come into the store to buy food, to take to-go meals. Have you seen that they're coming there because they know you're doing the sack lunches? Do you think that's also helping keep your business afloat right now?
It is for sure. We've gotten more than 1,000 new Facebook followers and Instagram followers in the last month. And I know that a huge part of that is because people, people believe in businesses wanting to do the right thing. Once we started communicating more with our customers and with people kind of out in the world, that kind of introduced our second pivot that we did with our business. We turned our whole cafe into a grocery store. And so we do curbside and delivery through favor of groceries too, because, okay, the kids need the lunches, but the moms need groceries to be able to feed the kids too, That kind of became the second thing that we did that has really honestly carried us through. This has really helped me kind of save my business and save my staff. So
you took the leap of faith on goodness. And then the business and the thing and the dollars and the revenue that you need to keep your employees and business and to keep your doors open to continue to deliver this goodness to the community kind of come with it. It's like the balance of the two things has been really remarkable to watch.
I'm curious how did you, because grocery that's a hard business category.
We had no idea what we were doing. a lot of small businesses, we're kind of a fake it till you make it thing, So we were like, we're gonna make this happen. We've got pretty long-term relationships with some of our food purveyors. Being able to have multiple places we can get things has been really helpful. It's definitely harder than doing our normal gig. Running a restaurant is one thing. Running a grocery store, like, I would not wish this on anybody else.
And I talk to people like you who are like killing themselves 24/7 to help other people, all while trying to make sure that their own business and livelihood stay afloat. And it just shows you how much more we all could be doing.
Just to add another layer of crazy to the crazy that this has all been for everybody. My daughter actually had pneumonia at the beginning of all of this. That Monday of spring break, we had her tested for COVID, which was honestly one of the scariest experiences of my life. Like, I didn't even tell her what they were doing because I knew that she would freak out. And so, it took 8 days to get the results back, which is just insane. Like, people die in less time than that,
Mm-hmm.
And so, we're trying to get this lunch thing, and I'm worried about my business because our business has been cut by like 70%. Like, it was really honestly like a nightmarish week for us. I got this test results back, and this huge weight was lifted. Luckily, she was negative, and it was just pneumonia, which, like, honestly, in this day and age, you're grateful for that. She actually has come up here a few times and helped do orders. That's her favorite thing to do, is kind of help out around here, and she's like our little mascot, the face of hope in all of this crazy. So
it's just really beautiful that she's playing a role in it and that she feels like she's helping in it in times like this. This is your entire family's livelihood on the line.
She definitely sees it from a different perspective than most kids. She's learned that the best way to be fulfilled in this business and in life and everything else is to kind of be relational with people instead of transactional. I think it's kind of shown us all the seeds that we planted that we didn't really know were there all along. And so they all just started to bloom at the same time. Every donation you give to a baseball team, or every, silent auction gift card that you put in. And that's really what's happened to us over the last few weeks. Just really overwhelming, the support that we've gotten from people who don't even know us, and then also the people who've been with us from the beginning. So I think, like, once the world opens back up and everything else comes back to life, and the world goes back to normal, I think I'm gonna have to take a couple weeks off to have a little breakdown. I don't have time to do that now, but I'll do that when everything comes back to normal.
A big part of the reason that we're doing this whole series, other than we're stuck at home and can't do anything else, is that we wanted to find stories that we believed in, and then try to use the platform that the Small Business Revolution and Deluxe have created to send more money that way. So we're gonna start a GoFundMe page that'll release with this video. So tell us where that will go and what that will help you do.
We are still, serving these sack lunches, and who knows how long it's going to be. The shelter in place in Austin is in place at least for another month. And so it's highly likely kids won't go back to school. Our primary objective is to keep that sack lunch program going as long as we can. Central Texas Food Bank is suffering a little bit because the demand is so high. And so I think we'll get to a point probably where we'll have enough to be set for lunches for a while. And once we hit that threshold, we'll start kicking some money over to the food bank because they really need it.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Of course.
You're awesome.
This is a pleasure.
I want to know if Jessica will be my friend.
Sure. Yeah. I don't have time for friends, but absolutely, when I do, I will 100% be your friend.
If you want to help Crema Bakery continue to donate sack lunches to people in need, join Deluxe and Flow Studios in donating at the GoFundMe link in this post. And we'll be continuing to interview small business owners who are stepping up for their communities. So check back at deluxe.com/bigheart for more incredible stories. Or send us a story from your hometown. #SmallBusinessBigHeart.